G'day guys, happy Monday. It's Jimmy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining today. If it's your first time here, please sub to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button as well, guys. Really appreciate your support. Welcome back to another week. Let's see if we can make it a successful one. Should be a pretty good week, hopefully, with the markets. Plenty of volatility, plenty of news. Also, a great opportunity to expedite some evals. So always remember, code Jimmy is where it's at. You'll get the best deal with Apex, the best deal with My Funded Futures. My Funded Futures currently have the milestone plan and great value here. This is their new plan, which is a direct path to live. So you pass 4 stages or 4 phases and you end up with a live funded account. And we can start with a 25,000 for as little as 171.75 using code Jimmy, 25% off at the moment until November 1st. So a great one to jump on board. And of course, if you just want to get started with My Funded Futures, then you can always grab a 50k starter eval from $76 using code Jimmy as well. And of course, we also have Apex. Apex at the moment, 80% off all evals, $85 PAs, plus 1 day to pass. So a perfect opportunity to expedite some evals and get your funded capital increased this week with all the news that's coming up. So jump onto Apex as well. Great entry prices for evals, and of course just the $85 to move to a funded account. All right, let's go over and check the calendar. So over on the calendar here, we see that we have no news today, but we do have a week full of news. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it's non-farm payroll. Okay, so let me just scroll that up a little. So Monday, no news. So what are we looking at today? For me, it's a trade day. It's still a trade day. Monday and Tuesday, particularly this week, are the main trade days. We're looking at, a low to medium probability today. So definitely be cautious and look for those A+ setups. Unless it stands out to you and meets all your rules, stay away from it. Okay, Tuesday, definitely medium high probability opportunities. And then obviously we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is the non-farm payroll protocol. Some choose to not trade Wednesday through Friday of non-farm payroll. I am happy to trade, but I would always wait till after news. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So let's jump over to the charts. Okay, here we are on crude. So CL, rather large gap down here. Actually, let's have a look. This is closed, so it's quite a big gap down. .8%. We know that gaps like to be filled. Price is currently located at a swing low. So this is our our bullish point of interest. We are getting, it's quite a decisive candle at the moment in the downward direction. Generally at this point, I'd be looking for price to start to run higher. Just going to clear these tabs. Before I look at giving a bias here. I might even drop down to the hourly. Potentially, and I'd like to see if we are going to keep moving lower before open, then I'd like to see if price respects 50% of this wick, going back to the 1st of October here, and see if there's a reaction to this level. That's if price continues to move lower. Generally, we would be bullish bias right now because we are at this swing low, but it's very decisive moving lower at the moment. So let's drop to the hourly. So the manipulation leg here. Price has reached to the -4 of that leg. In fact, it's looking like price might disrespect that altogether. If we have a look at the 15-minute manipulation, how does that look? We also have equal highs. Okay, so this could be a potential target for price. We have equal highs. Always a good draw on liquidity. And essentially this is, looking at smooth edges through here as well. Plus we know that gaps like to be filled. So, I would like to see price move higher today. And we could just be manipulating lower here before we distribute higher. I could be wrong, but I'm actually going to go with a bearish bias and look for this low here to be targeted today. We'll see if that plays out, or at least over the next couple of days. Bearing in mind that we do have this rather large gap here. This gap here never was filled either. And we do have these equal highs for a draw on liquidity. So we'll keep an eye on things. I don't know if there's any news overseas that might be affecting the price of oil right now. So we'll stay bearish for oil. Moving over to Euro futures. So price swept the swing low here. We had the bullish bias. We're going to continue with the bullish bias. Price has already swept Friday's low as well. So we'll be looking for price to continue higher. And we have these relative equal highs here. When we drop down to the lower time frame, we'll see that a bit clearer. And then we have a potential internal level right there to target. Let's have a look at the hourly. And you can see those equal highs. Price has come back and tested this bullish change in the state of delivery once again. do have a breakaway gap off of here. Price is resting in this bearish FEG, which is also in a premium of this range. So we are going to stick with the bullish bias based on the daily. We need to be cautious here on the hourly. We really want to see price pushing through here, reaching for these highs, and then our draw up here for our internal. Okay, I've just come over to have a look at Dow YM. Someone asked me if I could start taking a look at this, so we'll have a quick look on the daily. So we can see that price swept this high. We then were left with this bearish breaker here. We have an FVG aligned with the breaker, therefore this is a daily bearish unicorn. Price has then moved through, disrespected this bullish FEG, and again this bullish FEG here, we've had a fair bit of expansion, but overall I think price will look to move lower. Even if we do get a bullish candle today, might just put in a order block and then continue to move lower. Our most recent information was this move out of this bearish FEG as well. So we put in a bearish FEG, price pushed into that, and then we look for external. So looking for price to reach this external level, therefore a bearish bias on YM. Okay, let's have a look at ES. After sweeping the high, ES came down into this bullish FEG and pushed higher. Now, what we'll notice is if we do have a look at NQ, we might just pull them up side by side. We do have a bearish SMT. Price is still within Friday's candle as well. Okay, so we do have a bearish SMT with NQ. So let's move back to ES. Now I'll be looking for price to respect 50% of this wick. Now it is above it at the moment, but that can change pretty quickly. We've also got an opening gap. We know gaps like to be filled. So if this is a true SMT, then we can anticipate price to move lower. We need to see this 50% level of the candle respected. Let's have a look at the hourly. So moving all the way back over here, we had that bearish change in the state of delivery, and that's continued to be respected. We have a bullish change in the state of delivery, so we're sort of in this bit of a range here between opposing PD arrays, aren't we? So we have this opening gap through here. Price is currently testing this bearish FEG on the hourly. So we'll need to see how price continues to react here. If we do in fact respect this bearish FEG and see prices continue lower. We have been in a bit of a range today since we gapped up anyway as well, so also equal lows here. So potentially consolidation, manipulation, distribution. If we get the manipulation to the top side during open. So we'll stick with bearish. NQ on the daily. Obviously we've got this large gap. We have the bearish SMT, and price did sweep the swing high here. And that's the most recent information. Price did respect this bullish order block. You know, now do we see price sweep Friday's high before coming back lower? Because like I said already, gaps like to be filled. So I'll be looking for this gap to potentially be filled. Let's see how that plays out. So just jump into the 15-minute just to grab this manipulation candle here. You can see that the negative 2 to 2.5 aligns with these highs. We are in this consolidation. So looking to see potentially something like this. And then a move lower would be ideal. We also have the London and Asia lows unmitigated, and this gap needs to be filled. So having that sort of idea as we move into the market today. All right, jumping over to gold. Not surprising that we're finding some consolidation here as price is at all-time highs. Most recent information, we're moving out of this bullish FEG. So looking for price to continue higher. So bullish for gold. Moving over to Dixie. So I think Dixie may have also gapped up today. and it's filled that gap already, but moving from internal, looking for price to reach external. So keeping a bullish bias on Dixie as well. Let's have a look at GBP. So GBP slowed down a little bit and is consolidating a little bit here. Prices swept previous day low. I'll be looking for price to move higher today. We're still moving from this bullish point of interest and looking for price to get to, you know, targeting this external level here. So bullish for GBP. Let's have a look at the hourly. We had a change in the state of delivery. Bullish change in the state of delivery. Price has continued to respect that. Push down into a discount of this range. You can see here into this discounted FEG, and then we've found support there and moving higher. So overall, remaining bullish for GBP. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there. Before I go, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I should have said that at the beginning. Please let me know what you got up to. I hung out with my young fella. My wife was working, so I was hanging out with my boy. We had a good weekend together. So on to the new week now. Let's have a successful week. Plenty of news. So remember, we can expedite some evals this week. My Funded Futures or Apex. Use code Jimmy. And let's go. Let's get amongst it. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.